Generator set 3516B YAT00488. Here we can see the serial number of the SR5 alternator generator. I want to show all the damage on the stator. This one is coming out from the winding. And go. This is one of the spark that we had. Join to this terminal which go to the bus bar. In addition, we have these two. This one is the joint that goes to the terminal T2. T5 is this one, and is terminal T5. We could observe that damage found, most of them they are in the joint, in the joint of a wiring. This is a joint here. This one go with this one here, and this is this is consequence of this spark down here. In addition, we can see this one as well, which is another one that is coming from the winding and start. This thing is a starting point, how the failure was. It caused damage as well on this lid here, or this wiring. All the damage on this stator were concentrated in this area. You can find, or you can see, the discoloration caused by the high temperature produced by the spark on this particular wire, along with this one here. There are signs of grease. Look at here, and that grease is coming from the bearing. From the bearing, all of them coming from the bearing. Remember that this bearing is itself lubricated bearing. There's no any evidence that none of the wire was touching the frame in this type of failure. There is no evidence of moisture in the wiring. Also, on the next side, this is the side that go to the that is coupling on the engine side, the rear side of the engine. We only can see here some signs of the spark, but is just some kind of gases that came out from the rear side of the alternator. Now we go with the rotor. On the rotor we can find in the electrical side, this terminal is was found born. This one is in good condition. This terminal is connected on this side of the rectifier group. You can see the condition of the terminal. And also on this side was located the varistor. It was located on these 2 points. In addition, we can observe the bearing condition. Is observed the end plate inside the bearing is abnormal on the bearing. This unit only has 1,558 hours. Also, we observe in the cage somewhere on this area of a sleeve, which is abnormal as well for it service hours on the generator set. This condition of the bearing, it will cause some kind of vibration, which eventually damage internal parts of the generator set. As well, you can show the wiring that goes, these cables, they go directly to the winding of the rotor. This is the exciter rotor. Along with the exciter exciter stator only suffer on this side and this is as a consequence of a high temperature that was present during the spark. There are some evidence of moisture that was found in this exciter for a magnet. Can observe is initiating on it, but I could say that it's not part of this problem. This is grease that came out from the bearing. I also could say that the grease that came out from the bearing was due to the tolerance that the bearing has, which start to lose the grease that was inside. All those grease, you can see it around this bracket, as well on the rotor and inside the stator. In summary, we observe that this damage on this failure, most of them happen on the joint of the terminal along with a wire that is coming from the winding of the stator. You can see it here. This is an example. You can see this one here that goes with this one. This is the terminal. Terminal T2. This one is terminal T5. And this T5 is this one as well. If you see, there is one arc over here, so for that reason, on the result that I obtained during the test of a winding resistance, is giving me a low resistance. This is the video that I can show regarding to this failure. The application is, this unit is working in a oil terminal where they store oil, they are feeding power, or the generator is feeding power to electrical motors, and those electrical motors transfer the oil from the ship when it's in the jetty to the store tank, or from the store tank to the ship. It works to, it's mentioned here, 4,160 volts to 317 amps. 317 amps. Thank you. This is the information that I can provide in terms of this failure.